That's just the way you left me. I'm not pretending. No hope, no love, no glory. What? No happy ending. Welcome back to the Pretty Disruptive podcast, folks. Hey, we're back. And it's episode 3. And can I just be honest with everybody right now? This is the first up-to-date episode that we've done so far. The past couple of episodes, I think have I got 2 up? I'll have 3 up by the time this one's up. So this will be the 4th podcast. Sorry. What? Did I say episode 2 there earlier? My head's away. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I am literally marinating here like a chicken. I'm like a big, juicy chicken breast marinating in tan. Yes, so if I do keep getting darker throughout this episode, just know not to be alarmed. It's not a skin condition. It's just be bold. What else can I say? So it is episode 4, and how have we got here? Do you know what I mean? I'm already stuck for topics, to be completely honest. Trust me, to start a podcast, have the idea in my head for a whole year and have no topics planned. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm on. That's the kind of shit I'm smoking, you know? But we are on week 4 and I'm excited nonetheless. And I thought this week's topic, I'll not get into the topic yet actually, we'll just get caught up. As I said, this is the first episode that's actually in real time. So this is the first episode that I'm doing after the fact of launching the podcast. So I kind of have a clearer idea of how fucking annoying I am. I genuinely see editing yourself on a podcast and realizing how many times I said actually, literally, and. It's horrendous. Yeah, I should be put in the dungeons. I should be put in the dungeons and never see the light of day again. I'm useless and I'm awful and I'm a terrible person and I don't even know why I started this fucking thing. No, honestly, thanks for bearing with me. If you enjoyed the first 3 episodes, you need your head checked. But here we are, we're on episode 4 and I'm a bit more comfortable with editing and with the podcast world, and I'm kind of getting an idea of how I need to speak. I was realizing that I was very choppy with my speaking in my last few podcasts. At the end of the day, these are all lessons to be learned, and I'm sure I will continue to do shit podcasts, but we hopefully are improving. I'm just glad to be recording this in real time. So now that the podcast is out, you've seen it, it is live. Have I been posting any of the clips on any of the social platforms? No, I've been snowed under. I'm stressed. Send help. Okay, I'm gonna need some help. I am getting the hang of things though, and I'm getting on top of things. It's nice to be talking to you up to date. I'm a real weirdo when it comes to chronological order of things. Like, I literally see if something's not in chronological order or I'm recording something in bulk or anything like that. I hate it. Like, I just can't do it. Even TikTok and everything. Like, if I am posting a video, it needs to all be in chronological order and all be pretty concise. And so when it's not like that, for some reason, it just upsets my brain. Up until now, there's been a lot of episodes scrapped. I think I've recorded probably 8 in total, and a lot of them have been scrapped. They're just so irrelevant now. It's been too long. Even my last episode there that I had put up last week, it was recorded at the start of January. So, like, I'm just a bit behind, but we're getting there, folks. Bear with. I can't believe it's February already. It's funny when you're living in Australia, and obviously it's summer here, January, February time, and usually it's like the January slog and January's so slow. But when you're living abroad, or when you're living in Australia in particular, it's mad how quick it goes. Like, I can't believe January's over. It literally was done in a blink. And January's never like that. But yeah, we're in February, first week of Feb, which means that my last recording from last week was actually about 3 weeks ago now. What did I get up to for the past 3 weeks, you ask? A lot of poo trauma happened. A lot of issues with my bowels. Let me just make a phone call to my bowels here, 1 second. Boop, 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 boop. Hi. Hello. Yes, is that my large intestine? Hi. If you could just get a poo over to me by the end of the day, that would be fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're not feeling like you're getting the resources. You don't feel like you're getting the fiber. That's too bad. Yeah, you're gonna have to just push that along. Yeah, the deadline's the end of the day. We're gonna need a poo. Yeah. Let's play a quick game. Things I've put up my ass. You know the TikTok trend, things that I put up my ass and they say nothing and then they ask somebody a random question and they list a pile of stuff under that question. Do you know the video I'm on about, or am I chronically online? Anyway, let's play. Things I put up my ass in the past 3 weeks. Suppository. Yeah, had to be done. And it's fine. It humbled me a little bit, to be honest. Was it the most comfortable experience? I would say no. The reason I just called my bowels, by the way, is because I'm kind of having to micromanage my digestive system. Something went wrong. Not sure. Not sure what, but I am feeling a lot better. Thanks for asking. Normal programming has resumed there. Just in case you just want an update. If you're skittish around poo, I fear you're on the wrong podcast. We kind of come as a pair. Me and the digestive problems. We kind of do come as a pair. So that did happen, yeah. Traumatized. Yeah. Yeah. But it's not all bad. The past 3 weeks have been good. Now, the same day that whole trauma happened, I was watching the Paddy Pimblett fight. And it got me thinking about something. And I've been asking all of my friends this week. If I was to hit my head, right, and become aggressively addicted to fighting and wanted to become a UFC martial artist, right, what would my walkout song be? And I've been putting a lot of thought into this, and I think I've come up with like the perfect mix. I've talked about before having choice paralysis, and I definitely found that to be a problem when I was trying to decide my walkout song. It's a very serious topic. If you're going to be taken seriously as a fighter, you have to do your walkout song. It can't be, we're not messing around here. Do you know what I mean? I'm about to go in here, beat the head of somebody. I need to have my shit together. I need to stir up fear in this opponent. So what I'm thinking is, right, hear me out. We start with, when they're coming out the back, they're kind of walking from the changing room out to the like entrance to the stadium or whatever. They're playing a like kind of a slower song, something to get the crowd going. I'm thinking T-shirt by Chantel. What do you think? Got your T-shirt on. Let me play it. Can I be copyrighted on this podcast? I think I can. Stay with me here. T-shirt by Chantel. Ready? Hey now. Ooh, baby. Right. I don't know if I can play too much of that because I think I might get copyrighted. But you get the vibe. Don't wanna go out tonight. Yeah, shadow boxing. A few ducks. Without you, don't remember how to. Then I'm thinking as I enter the like stadium, so not when I get to the actual octagon, but like when I'm coming out of like the opening, we go into Tuned In by Meg Thee Stallion. A bit of rap. So it's T-shirt on. And it kind of like crinkles a little bit, like you can kind of hear like kind of that static on the phone, and then we go into Tuned In. So we're talking. Talk about some y'all like what? Stop talking about me. The way broke bitches coming for me, know it gotta be free, but I can't pay when I show up. Right? Everyone's going crazy, crowd's going wild. Oh, still doing a bit of shadow boxing. 1 2 1 2. The opponent's shitting themselves at the stage, quaking in their boots. Then I get the check down, when they check you for like, I don't know what they're checking for, blades. They're putting Vaseline on me, like just so that the punches roll off, that kind of crack. Then we're jumping into something. And like, picture this, right? You're at the pool on holidays. Do you know the music they're playing? Like the Spanish bouncy tunes, right? This one in particular. So we're going press, stress, obsessed, I got him. Everything I do, keep another bitch talking. Watch my back, cause his juice be stocking. Watch my plate, cause he's cold starving. Damn, yo's hate me. Riding dick so hard, having babies. And then it kind of breaks up and it goes. Yes. I don't know how much I can play, guys. You get what I'm talking about here. You feel it. And that's what I would do for my walkout. The first one, that's the only one that I'm kind of hemming and hawing on, because Chantel T-shirt, as good as it is, I'm thinking maybe we could swap that out. Do you know what I mean? It's changeable. But everything else I think is pretty steady there. Other options for the initial song, I'm thinking Issues by the Saturdays. Something by Girls Aloud maybe. Or like maybe a bit of Ariana Grande. Think of this. Oh, yeah, picture this. I didn't think you'd understand it. Stadium goes dark. Flash of light. Boom. How do you ever even know? Right, I have my hood up. I'm kind of dipping. And then I put my hood up. This story die. Then we're going Tuned In freestyle. Talk about something y'all like. Stop talking about me. Since y'all hate a bitch so much, the way broke bitches talking about me, know it gotta be free. Yes. Yeah, we're going to go Ariana Grande actually first. It makes more sense. It does make more sense. Yeah. I think that 3-way mix is perfect for what I'm trying to go for here. It elicits fear, respect, and just general vibosity. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's nasty in a good way. Do you know what's not nasty in a good way? It's actually nasty in a bad way. What I experienced this morning. Let me actually tell you about this. Oh my God. I was having a coffee, minding my own business, as I do, okay, at my local park. They have a cafe as well. That's where I have my coffee, usually. Anyway, I was minding my own business, having a great time, la 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 la. I see this fella, right, and I don't know what age he was. Listen, anything after 4 years old, I'm lost. Don't ask me what age they are. Until they're 18, I'm not sure. Okay, but I'm going to say between 8 and 12. He was kind of small. He had a dog. Anyway, in Australia, there's these water fountains all around the parks. I suppose it's just to stop like dehydration stations, because obviously we have heat here. It's to stop us basically shriveling up and dying. They're dotted all around the parks, and I would have a drink out of them the odd time, if it's necessary. If I'm having a walk and I'm feeling a bit I need a drink out of the water fountain, and I'll have it. Do you know what I mean? I'll have a little drink out of it. I know it's not the most hygienic thing ever. Do I think about it? Not really. I'm just kind of like, right, well, it's other humans, it's fine. We try to keep our mouth a good distance away from it. It's fine. Girls. Not only is there human water fountains, so every single fountain there is, they're dotted all around, and not only do they have a human spout at the top, they also have a side spout for filling your water bottle, and they have a bottom spout for dogs. Sometimes they have like a little pan on them. You can get your dog a drink. It's very considerate, actually. It's a very smart thing to have. It's great. However, I watched a little boy, as I said, 10 to 12, whatever, lifting his dog up off the ground. Now, this water fountain had a dog spout, but clearly this dog must have been a member of the royal family. I don't know what kind of title he had. He definitely had some sort of special title, because this boy lifted the dog, drug him over to the human spout, and the only thing I can say is the dog basically was deep throating the fucking fountain. Licking all around the spout. Is it even called a spout? You know what I'm talking about. Where I drink out of. Traumatized. I was kind of just like disgusted and looked at the guy, and he caught eyes with me. And can I also just say, not only did this happen, but about 5 minutes later, I watched the same dog take a shit and proceed to sniff all around it. So yeah, that happened this morning, and that was nasty in a bad way. So everything evens out. And I don't know what I deserved to see that, but I know for a fact that I will not be utilising the fountains any longer. That's the last time I'll ever drink out of a fountain, a public fountain. And I know maybe some of you think I'm naive. I just kind of was turning a blind eye to everything. Do you know what I mean? I don't really want to hear about hygiene issues. Like, I don't want to hear, like, it's the same with my bed sheets. I don't want to hear why you wash them when you get them in the shop. I don't need to do that. I don't need to hear why. I just go on about my day. I put my sheets on my bed. I don't wash them when I first buy them. And I live happily ever after. There's some things you shouldn't see, and that's one of them. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's all the general crack in my life. Things going up asses, UFC walkout songs, and what was I even talking about? Water fountains. Yeah, great. Great podcast full of intricate details, great stories, and great times. So glad that you're here with me today, girls. Okay, let's get more civilized, girls, and let's talk about books. Let's get into the culture talk. I finished Red Rising. Also, in the last episode, I know I said that Red Rising, I thought it was just 3 books. And I thought the next 3 books were like a different storyline, but apparently they're not. Apparently they're continuations. So I'm like delighted. I'm so excited now. So I get to read 3 more books in the series, which thank God, because I was distraught when I finished Red Rising. The Morning Star won the 3rd book. So sad, because it was brilliant, but I didn't get quite enough from it. I'm like, keep going. I would say it's a 5-star read for me, by the way. Morning Star, I think it's my favourite out of the books 1, 2, and 3. Definitely. Loved, loved, loved. Also started and finished Binding 13, the first book, and I'm about 65% through the second book, Boys of Tommen series. Obsessed. The story's just so hooking, and it's just really like the character building's unreal. I'm enjoying it like a lot. I really like the story. I'm still on Johnny and Shannon. Sorry, I should probably say what it is so that if you haven't read the books, you'll understand what I'm saying. Basically, the Boys of Tommen series, it follows, the first books anyway, follow a little young couple. They're like coming of age, they're falling in love. It's like school drama romance, but she is like, there's themes of like trauma bonding, like domestic violence. There's a lot going on, but they're brilliant books and I think they're great. However, I will say they do kind of play, well, Chloe Walsh, the author, really does play on how vulnerable Shannon is. And I kind of think, to me, some of the sentences that she uses makes Shannon out to be like 13 and not 16. So that's kind of weird to me.
Hey girls.
You're an Egypt. Sorry, my boyfriend just came in and interrupted there, and I'm like, I can't be talking to you while he's in the room. Do you know what I mean? I'm too early on in the podcasting game. I can't be at it. But yeah, as I was saying, Binding 13. I do kind of find it weird how they make her younger than she seems. In my head, I don't know. Listen, I don't think it's enough of a problem not to read it. It's a brilliant book, brilliant character building, great story, hooking, exciting. It makes you feel like you're back in school and like all the initial nerves of like a young love type of thing. And I love it. I'm really, really hooked. The rest of the books go on to like talk about different people. So I think the first 2 books are on one couple, and then the next book is like her brother and his relationship. So it's like different couples on each book, and it follows their love stories and stuff. So yeah, loving it so far, and loving the second book as well, Keeping 13. The last book I've been reading recently is Wuthering Heights. I'm trying to read it before the movie comes out, basically. However, it is a difficult read. Now, it's only difficult because it's in all Old English. Like, it's very hard to decipher, but it's also very beautiful, like beautifully written. I do want to read it before I watch the movie. I'm very excited about the movie. Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, are you taking the piss? Two absolute beautiful specimens. Beautiful specimens. I'm very excited for that movie. I feel like that's a girls' night type of movie. It's definitely going to be one for the girlies. Anyway, talking about girlies, let's get into the topic of the week. I wish I had a wee jingle for like switching segments. This week I wanted to talk about female friendships. Girls, look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. Have you experienced a beautiful female friendship? If you haven't, if the answer is no, please, please try your best to experience a female friendship, a good female friendship. There's nothing quite like it, honestly. I've been wanting to do this topic for ages, and I actually recorded a quick one like months ago on this topic, and it was after I hosted a girls' night. I hosted a girls' night for all the girls that I've met here in Sydney. Like, there's a group of us, we've kind of met through each other and stuff, and I just hosted like a paint and sip night. It was phenomenal. It just made me feel so good, and that's when I started to write about this topic, and I was like, I need to do a podcast on this because it's so special. Like, the female friendship, the female bond, I think is one of the most important things for a happy life, and I'm not even being dramatic. And I hate to hear that some people haven't experienced it. And to be fair, like, it is something I think gets more prevalent as you get older. Like, I don't think what's the word, appreciated my female friendships enough when I was growing up, like teenage years and stuff. I feel like I want to go back and shake myself and be like, appreciate these people. Like, I did appreciate them, but as you get through your 20s, it's like, oh my God, without these girls, I would die. It's kind of a life or death type situation. And I just think that when my friendships are being prioritized and when I'm really putting effort and time into them, I'm my happiest. Like, my soul feels fed. I just feel like everything just goes smoother when the friendships are being fed. Like, it's just a fact. And this night that I hosted for the girls, so basically got them all around. We got canvases. You might have noticed the addition to the set. I actually think it was in last week's video too, was it? That was the night that I created that masterpiece, was the girls' night. I invited the girls round. One of the girls actually even brought a friend of hers. So she had a friend staying with her, and she was like, can she come? And I was like, absolutely, bring everyone. And she brought her around. It was a girl called Amy, and I had never met her before in my life. And we had the greatest time ever. We literally connected vibes. Girlhood is so special. If you're open to it and you're welcoming it and you get the right people around you, there's nothing like it. But yeah, we all sat around. We used our hands and we're creative and we're chatting and we played cards and we pulled some cards, we pulled some oracle cards. We just had a great time and everyone like opened up. And I remember waking up the next morning and being like, oh my goodness, this is what it's all about. This is actually what it's all about. And I couldn't get the smile off my face. There's just something so magic about it. And I'm not saying you need to have a group or a big group or anything like that. Just good, solid friendships, even just one or two. I just think they're so underrated, and society makes us feel like our main relationship is our like romantic relationship. It's bullshit. And I think when you get through your 20s, you start to realize it's bullshit. Like, not like that romantic love isn't important. It is, and it's great and amazing in its own way. But without that female support system, as a woman, I just think it's terrible. Now, I'm coming from a place where I don't have any sisters, so I'm literally all alone. I'm all alone. And I don't know if that's why I feel so strongly about it, but I don't have sisters, so I don't have that female connection. Now, obviously I have it with my mum and stuff like that, but I can't explain what I get from female friendships. I just don't get it anywhere else. They do the most for my soul, I have to say. They really do. And there's times in life where I like obviously don't prioritize them enough. Like, I feel like I could definitely do better, and I want to do better, and I want to make more friendships. Like, that's a big goal of mine. Like, I want to connect with as many people as possible, because like I just find it so special. And every single friend I have brings like a different thing to the table, and they're just like, there's no expectations with platonic friends. Like, there's no faff. It's just someone that loves you for you. You love them for them. It's all chill. Why is there a fly flying around me right now? Lads, I have fruit flies at the minute. Still have fruit flies. They're flying all around the place. I've got boxes of solution with like vinegar and shit in it to try and catch them, but there's still somehow flies around, and I don't understand where they're getting in it. I have fly nets. So What the freaking elite? Do you know what I mean? How is that happening? But as I was saying, I don't think that prioritizing friendships was something I'd done when I was younger. And I wish that I did. Like, I had a lot of different bouncing around friend groups when I was younger. It was just the way it was for me. I wasn't authentically connecting with a lot of people. Like, I definitely did make connections that I still have friends. Like, I still have friends from school to this day. But I just don't think I was willing to put the time into them, like, as much as I should have been. And it's so mad because you grow up and, like, society pushes women against each other. It's always pinned, like, women are always pinned against each other on any type of media. It's just how it seems to be, which is ridiculous. Like, it's bullshit. It actually pisses me off so much. Yeah, maybe back in a different century. I find it mad how it's fed through because realistically, right, the female on female thing is just such a deep, like, it's deeply rooted in misogyny. Like, literally, say back in the day when women couldn't work, like, they weren't allowed to work. So everyone was competing for a husband. Like, everyone was competing for male validation. And it's mad how that runs so deep that it's still apparent today. Like, even though we can work and we can do it all now, it still runs pretty deep. And, like, we still sometimes center, like, romantic relationships over female. And it's like, I just want to shake everybody and be like, no, experience womanhood, experience best friends, experience just connections with women. It'll change your whole life. At least be open to it. And, like, if you're open to it, hopefully you'll come across someone someday and you'll connect, and it's just like magic. And I'm not saying that you're not going to come across people that aren't for you. Like, you're going to have friends who you'll want to distance from and you're not vibing with, and that's okay. That's allowed to happen. Like, not everybody's going to be your person, and that's so fine. As long as you are doing the work on you so that you're open to experiencing it, then that's all you can do, girl. That is all you can do. But I hate to see women pit it against each other. Like, even any successful woman, right? If you look at even Taylor Swift and Beyonce, for example, both amazing in their own right, have amazing albums, had crazy tours going on. What was the media saying? Oh, Beyonce can do this better. Taylor Swift has a bigger fan base. Beyonce's this, da 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 da. Our fans are more attached to her. Her fans are more attached to her. It's like, and they're both completely different. And they're both so successful in their own right. Like, I hate how we're always pitting. It's always versus when it comes to women. But you never hear of, like, men. Like, no one's going, oh, Justin Bieber versus Harry Styles. In a media context, like, you're not seeing headlines like that. It just sickens me. It's so deeply rooted, it pisses me off when I see it. And see, once you're open to it and you're aware of it, you see it everywhere. And it's like, oh my God, we're all being brainwashed. Another thing I see all the time is women friendships being, like, degraded. Like, I hate to hear, and I hear this all the time, and this is just from regular people who don't even realize what they're saying. They don't realize how problematic it is, but they'll say, like, oh yeah, female friends are just, it's all drama. It's all drama. Oh, the boys never have drama like that. You know, the boys' friendships, there's no drama in them. Yeah, because they don't even know each other's middle names. Obviously, it's not as deep because the friendship isn't as deep. And also, I don't believe this whole crack, like, oh, boy friendships aren't dramatic. Babe, have you ever been out in a bar and watched two friends square up with each other and go out for fair digs outside? Tell me that's not dramatic. Tell me it's not giving housewives of, I don't know, Slave Galleon. That is drama. The men are just as dramatic in a different way. They just present it as aggression. And how is that not drama? That is severe drama. They really be getting up into each other's grills. Do you know what I mean? If you want to kiss him, just say you want to kiss him. Just kiss him. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to rub foreheads, sweat onto each other, and then go outside and wrestle on the ground. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to straddle each other on the pavement. But I actually took about a 40-minute break there because my camera overheated. Whoopsies. I'm so glad in my adulthood I'm coming to terms with, like, who I am and what's important to me and, like, my values, and I'm so glad that female friendships are up there now. I feel like in the past there's sometimes been just struggles for me. Like, I think a lot of the struggles that people have with female friendships and with groups and things like that usually comes from, like, a place internally. Like, I don't know about yous, but I've sometimes been operating from, like, a scarcity type of mindset where I feel like there's only so much of something to go around. Like, so if someone's really talented, like, that might make me feel really insecure, or, like, if they have something that I wanted, or, like, they get something that I would like or whatever, instead of coming from a place of, oh my God, you can do that, I can do that too, like, oh my God, yay, and feeling like genuine happiness, sometimes we can come from, like, a place of, like, jealousy or, like, us feeling inferior, and it causes so many rifts and so many fallouts. And, like, I think that's where, like, the competitiveness comes in, like, that competing against each other, and that's, like, never a good thing to have in a friendship. Like, it's never good vibes. It's the worst way to operate, not only for the person that you're, like, going up against, but also for you. Like, why are we putting ourselves into that kind of headspace? Because it's not true. Like, there's enough of everything to go around. We can be genuinely happy for one another and genuinely be happy when our friends win and when they get something. And even if we want that, or we see that for ourselves, it's just another bit of proof that we can get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at it and you say to yourself, right, she was able to do it. How did she do it? How can I like ask her for advice or mimic or like adapt what she's did and like place my own spin on it and get the same result? Do you know what I'm saying? It's something I really want to focus on. I really want to improve myself and like be the best friend that I can be. There's definitely times in my life where I haven't prioritized it, as I've said, and like it's just not served me to be acting like that. Another thing I've noticed as well, especially the past couple of years, I feel like this whole cut them off thing has went a bit too far. Like, people are really harsh with who they're hanging around with now. There's a lot of talk of like, they shouldn't be around you if they don't serve you and they don't have a purpose, then cut them off. If they're this, if they're that, then cut them off, la la la. I think that there's a lot of nuance to that, because I don't think cutting somebody off, I'll give you an example. Say your friend is a bit quiet, like more quiet than usual. She hasn't been replying. You feel like she's not putting effort in, la la la. Some people these days would just be like, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to stop trying with her. Done. Instead of coming to that person and either asking them why they're acting that way, or if there's a problem, or if you can help with something, we're just cutting them off. I just don't think it's a good way to operate. Like, we're so complex, and we know how complex we are personally. Like, if you think of yourself and you know how much your mood dictates your actions and like how you can do things that are out of character and whatever, so and so. Like, I do things that are out of character all the time. Like, they're not things that are ingrained in my character that I might do, and I'm like, why did I say that, or why did I do that? Do you know what I mean? There's so many different factors, and we know how complex we are. But for some reason, when it comes to looking at other people, friends included, we don't see their lives as complex as ours. So we can't like give them as much grace as we would give ourselves. But if you were to sit down and think about it for a second, it's like, no, like maybe something's going on. If a friend's acting out of character, it's likely that there's just something going on in their life, or they're maybe just not prioritizing friendships right now, or they can't, or they have something going on. Like, I've definitely had times in the past where I feel like I'm putting a lot of effort into friends and they're maybe not putting as much into me, and probably vice versa. But I think it's actually more important to stay put and give them a bit of grace during that period, because that's where, when they come out the other end, or when they feel better or feel like they can prioritize friendships again, that's when the friendship like goes that level deeper, because they feel more comfortable with you and they appreciate that you stayed. Do you know what I mean? I actually had this with a friend where she just wasn't really into replying to messages, and she just wasn't on her phone, and she was just not in headspace to be doing that. And it only lasted for like 5 months, and I just kept on checking in with her, checking everything was okay. And then by the end of the 6 months, she was back to normal again. She was obviously just going through a bit of something. There could be 100 reasons, but the best friendships will come from like that forgiving place. You can't just be dropping everybody left, right, and center. Like, it's not fair. And you wouldn't expect someone to drop you when you're going through a bit of an issue, or you're having like, I don't know, a bit of an out of character moment. You would expect a bit of grace, so you should also give it, you know. That's not to say if the friend isn't putting in effort and you have brought it up to her attention and she still isn't giving you the attention that you want or you like need from that friend, then that's when you would start to distance yourself. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be chances here. We can't just be chopping up our friend group. You're not going to have anybody left. There has been some friendships in my life where I've been close with someone and then we've just changed from each other and we no longer are like aligned, and I've distanced myself from those friends. And I think that's okay to do as well. I think it's just about giving it time and being patient and seeing if the issue is coming from you or coming from them, or maybe you just aren't aligned, and that's okay. And you can both just drift and both be happy in your separate lives. And maybe a time will come around again where you are back friendly again. I just don't think it needs to be all or nothing with friends. I think you just have to be forgiving and let, like, at the end of the day, it's two people living completely separate lives, trying to kind of collab through life and meet each other where yous are at. Like, it's a very difficult thing. I find that people are a lot more forgiving in romantic relationships. You know, someone will have a boyfriend who treats them like absolute dog shit. We'll stay through that. But when it comes to a friend, we're just like, no, bye, snip, snip. See you later. I've known you since birth, but bye. No grace. And it just can't be like that. We can't expect it all. I'm not preaching to you, by the way. I'm also preaching to myself. This is all just normal things that everyone goes through in their life. Like, it's so common. And things like feeling jealousy or feeling competitive, that's not the problem. Like, you're not a bad person for feeling jealous or feeling like a little bit upset when someone gets what you want, or when you're feeling like competitive against somebody, whatever. You're not a bad person for that. I don't think that that says anything about you. It's just more of like an indicator of like, okay, why am I feeling like that? Like, why am I feeling jealous? when something really good's happened to my friend? Why am I letting that be the overpowering thing? Like, you just have to push through and really practice like gratitude, firstly for your own life and like what you have already, and also being there and being happy for the friend. Like, do you know what I mean? I think if you're recognizing it, that's a really good start. If we can recognize the issue we're having, we can fix it. And also it just indicates that you want that thing and that it's possible for you. So it's all good. Like, jealousy is a feeling that everyone feels. And I think that there can be a lot of shame and guilt when you feel it. But I think it's totally natural. As long as when I feel it, I'm acknowledging that I'm feeling it and why, and then deciding where to go from there. Like, you can't just project it on to the other person though, like that anger or that jealousy. Like, it's not a picture of them. Like, it's just a little niggle that you're having, and that's okay. And you can sort it inside. Hopefully even talking about this has like given you a little bit of a kick up the ass to be like, okay, who am I going to text? What friend am I going to check in on? What do I need to do to make my friend's day better today? Just to show that I'm there, to show them that you care and you're thinking of them. Like, some of my friends sometimes will send me random messages of just appreciation. And it's the nicest thing ever. And it made me want to do that for my other friends. Because not everything comes naturally. Like, you're not always thinking of other people, you know, because we walk around this life and we're so bogged down by all of our stuff. We don't really seem to think of other people a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, day to day, we're kind of busy and we're just, it's go, go, go. And our friends can like kind of take a back seat. But I love when my friends do something for me that makes me then want to do something, pass that on nearly, like also be a good friend. How lovely to have friends around you that make you a better friend. They make you want to do better. But honestly, do it today, girls. If you have an extra £5, $5, whatever, send it to your friend to get themselves a coffee. Just send them a message of appreciation, like something that you love about them. Let's just spread the love. Let's just share the love, because I swear it's contagious and it really feeds you as well. Like, it's not just an outward thing. Like, you will radiate when it's like, you know, when you're in the street and you see someone and you like want to compliment them really badly, and sometimes it's awkward because you're like, oh, are they going to think I'm weird, la la la. I've just started doing it. Like, if I feel like someone's outfit's amazing, I will tell them. If I feel like someone looks really glowing, I'll tell them. Like, this morning there was a girl with jewelry on. I loved all her jewelry. She was literally dripped, and I complimented it, and then she complimented me back, and it was just like, oh. Honestly, look outward. Compliment what you see. Like, if you really love something, compliment it. Make someone's day. Have you ever been complimented randomly in the street? Like, it actually is the nicest feeling ever. It like fills your body with just joy. If I was to visualize it, it would just be like a big glow of yellow just filling your whole body. Like, that's what it feels like. So why shouldn't we do that to other people? Sorry, I have a Yeti and it's genuinely like a tank of water. I recently changed my water filter, like my Brita, whatever, water filter. Do you know when water tastes like nothing? That's what I want. I don't want my water tasting of anything metallic. Ugh. I don't want to taste my water. I want it to be cooling, soothing. I don't want to taste it. I will not take any water jug slander. Please look at my bottle as well. This is a replacement Yeti that Owen got me for my birthday because I lost mine. And he put it's the most boyish thing I've ever seen. But it's so thoughtful and I love him so much for it. But he's put like my initials really chunky and like a Superman logo. Like, you're able to, what do you call that? Personalize the water bottle. So we put my Sagittarius symbol on this side, which is so cute. And then he put my initials. But it's just such a man thing to do. But I love it. It makes it even more special, you know. I've lost my train of thought. I can't remember what I was talking about. I think I was saying what we could do for our friends to make their day better. Yeah, if you have friends that are parents, like I have friends now that are parents, what the fuck? I don't know how we're pushing out babies, but apparently we're there. Okay, I have multiple nieces and nephews from my friends, and like, I'm just not ready for that. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes I actually get sad because I'm not at home for my friends to like support them in motherhood. Like, that makes me sad. So I'm kind of excited that I'm going home in July and I'm going to be able to like show up for them that way. Like, I really, really want to put effort in and take the kids off their hands, or like even help them just, I don't know, just make their days a little easier, you know? I do plan on doing that. So if you've got any friends with kids, you can ask to babysit or maybe to go out somewhere with the kids. We just want to make our girls feel seen. Invite them over, become a better listener. Like, I found I actually really struggle sometimes to like follow someone talking. I don't know why. It's just I get really distracted and off track. So I have to like ask someone over and over again to repeat themselves. And I hate that about me. Like, it's just my brain like trails off into different thoughts. I hate how that might make them feel. So I always just explain myself and I'm like, I'm so sorry, my brain keeps trailing off. And, you know, my friends are usually quite forgiving of that, but I have tried to become a better listener. I really do want to become a better listener. And yeah, I just think being really forgiving, giving grace, as I was saying, I think that people can really notice that when you're doing that for them. When they can tell that they're like maybe a little bit pulled back from you or whatever, someone can tell when you keep checking in and you're just forgiving. I also think trying not to like take anything personally. Like if someone's going through something and they're not as chatty with you, don't always assume it's about you. It just might be something they're going through. So it's maybe better to come from an angle of like, how can I help you? Is everything like good? Like, how are you feeling? Instead of coming from, like, why are you not talking to me? What have I done? Don't go defensive right away, because it's a bit jarring and it just makes someone feel even worse. That's a good one as well. And just, yeah, like really nourish the relationships. They should be just as important to you as your romantic relationship. And the minute that that's not the case, you maybe just have to like actually put controlled effort into it. Like that's what I'm trying to do anyway. Like when I notice something that I'm not really like, say if I cancel on friends or anything like that, I'm really trying to recognize it and be like, okay, I need to do better, because I need to show up for them in the same way that I would show up for myself or show up for my boyfriend or my fiance, I should say. Ooh. But yeah, that's really it with the friendship thing. I just really want everyone to experience it. I think that we will all live a better life if we like center our friends. I really, really do believe that. And we can always do better. Like I literally know I can do better in a lot of aspects when it comes to relationships, friendships, even family relationships. I could definitely do better. You know, like there was my dad, I hadn't spoke to him in like 3 weeks. Especially being abroad, like I hadn't spoke to him. And it's just recognizing it, girls. We just need to recognize, check in with ourselves and be like, okay, how can we do better today? That's what it's all about. 1% better every day. Hey, yes, when did this become a wellness podcast all of a sudden? Anyway, but yeah, if you haven't experienced a female friendship, don't feel bad about it. It's not your fault. Like we're literally, it's so difficult when you're all this conditioning that goes on in society, like, and you're pinning and like competitiveness and like it has to do with a lot of different things. It's not your fault, but I think we should recognize and like try our best, because it's very, very special when you receive it, like receive that type of love from a friend. And I don't think you should give up, basically, is what this whole podcast is about. If you've really struggled, I know a lot of people that have just struggled. They'll say, I just can't have friends. I just can't be friends with girls. Like they don't like me, la la la. You're just not around the right friends yet. If you keep yourself open, I promise there will be someone out there, a female friendship for you, feel like a soul connection, but just keep yourself open. Don't close yourself off, and don't like let your thought go towards that bias where you think all women are bitchy and gossipy and horrible, because they're really, really not. It's actually a beautiful thing, and it's really supportive, and you feel really held and you feel really seen. And why am I going to cry? I actually, earlier on when I was looking up stuff about this and trying to like research it a little bit, I came across a poem. I'm actually going to play it. Can I play a poem? Will that get copyrighted? How did we go from doing walkout songs for UFC to this? The duality of the pod. Yeah, it's by Josie Bulka. You know the girl, she does poems. She's amazing. Are you ready? That's actually made me cry earlier.
Girlhood is magic, you see, because girls are shapeshifters. They become whatever you need them to be, and that's what girlhood is. They shift into bridesmaids and bartenders, and comedians and therapists, and soulmates and sisters. Soft places to land and givers of tough love. There are so many things in this life I could have done without, but not girls. I couldn't do it without them. They're magic. Girlhood is magic.
Like, what do you mean? Like, it is just the best thing ever. It is. Please experience it, or try your best, or keep yourself open. I don't care if you're 80 years old, keep it open. Sometimes I think about my future and I think of me as a little old lady. And I'm like, what kind of old lady do I want to be? And I want to be the old lady who has her girls over every week. I'm actually going to cry. I want to be an old woman who's 85 and has her girlfriends over every Wednesday for a wine and a meal and just a dance. It's just so special. Like that's what I see in my future. Do you know what I mean? It's like pillars. Like say if I'm out and about and I see a group of older ladies all together, I'm just like, that is goals. That is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I always imagine to myself like what those women have been through in their life and how much they've supported each other through it. And I'm sure there was, you know, fights and fallouts and all along the way, but that's just the beauty of it. When you have friendships that run deep, there will be fallouts and something is going to strike a chord and whatever, but it's about working through it and being there for each other. Just being that like sturdy presence in someone's life. Please. I can't do. Yeah, it's so special. Anyway, that's all I'll do for the topic this week. I've been talking for ages. I swear, I think I've been talking for about 2 hours. So important, and I really just wanted to talk about it and get it off my chest because it's something that's just been on my mind and like something I really want to value more and work on and keep working on and just really building those connections. Okay, should we do our Disruptive Woman of the Week? We don't have a jingle. Disruptive Woman of the Week. This week's Disruptive Woman is going to be Grace Beverley. And I actually had written her down months ago when I was thinking of this podcast, when I had initially done the friendship pod. I'm sorry, but that woman is just fantastic. And the reason that I'm saying that she's disruptive is for a couple of reasons. One was I actually wrote her down when that whole thing popped off. I don't know if you follow Sophia and Cinzia. They're YouTubers and they launched a brand last year. I think it's like a homeware brand. They have candle holders and like nightgowns and things like that. And if you watch them girls, you know that they love nice things, luxury things. They like things to be good quality. I knew that whatever they came out with, whenever they talked about a brand years ago, like on YouTube, I knew whatever they would come out with would be really top notch. And so they launched this product and it was hit with backlash because they were charging a certain amount of money, right? They were charging whatever it was for this nightgown and everyone was outraged because they were like, how do you think you're so out of touch, overcharging, la 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 la. People were going hell for leather on these girls, and Grace Beverley, as a businesswoman who's like respected and whatever, came out and was like, no, like the quality of their stuff was really, really high. Like she looked into it and it was like, 500 GSM cotton nightgowns and stuff. Like everything was so reasonably priced. And she was just talking about how like women are so pitted against each other again to like fight each other over things like this, as if Sophia and Cinzia's brand wasn't worthy of being that price just because they were women. I just think Grace Beverley is such a girl's girl, and she just, I don't know, she's got so much knowledge obviously on business and entrepreneurship, and she's seen this happening with Sophia and Cinzia's brand, and she was just like, no, this is why they're getting hate, this is not okay, like la la la, and she came out and stood up for it. I just thought that was really admirable. When you stand up for something like that, like where it's rooted in misogyny and you're another woman about to get involved, you know that the teeth are going to come for you. And she didn't care because she was like, no, yous are wrong here. Like, it's not fair to go at them for this. Like, that's so misogynistic. Yous wouldn't do that if it was a man. Like, yous actually wouldn't. And it was so true. And I was just like, yes. And I was like, fair play for fucking sticking up in that. But not only that, like, that obviously was the main reason that she caught my eye. But like, I just love how she comes on. She speaks honestly about her life, her businesses, issues she's had. Like, I just feel like there's no gatekeeping with her. And I just think she is a absolute powerhouse of a woman, and that's why I wanted to mention her. So she is my woman of the week, because it's easy to just turn a blind eye when other people are getting attacked or other people are getting stood on, but she doesn't do that. Like if she sees something like that, she will stick up for it and come with the knowledge and say it very clearly and very concisely, and I just think she comes across great. So she's my woman of the week, my disruptive woman of the week, and that's that. Episode 4 over and out. Can't cope. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I hope that wasn't too... I really don't want to preach, but I also do want to have a topic roughly. So let me know if you like this kind of layout or if you prefer for it just to be chats and not to be topic. I can just chat about shite if you want me to. I do love thinking about things and like just even analysing my own behaviour and stuff. I do enjoy doing that. So I kind of want to sprinkle a little bit of that in the podcast. Let me know. It's all up to you. Yous are the listeners. So yous control it, not me. I'm just the show pony. Please, if you don't mind, subscribing to the podcast YouTube channel, following the pages on socials. If you really like the podcast, please leave a review, only if it's 5 stars. Don't be giving me none of that shit. Don't be giving me none of that 1-2 star shit. Come on, none of that. Send me a message if you're enjoying the podcast. If you're not enjoying the podcast, give me some feedback, girls. Need a bit of to and fro. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I love you so much. Thanks for listening, and I will chat to you again next week, or I'll see you on YouTube on Sunday. Love ya. Bye.